There are subtle, yet powerful signs that the universe, God, gives us when we're surrounded by people with bad intentions. I wish I had known this earlier in my life, as it would have saved me a lot of time, energy, and heartache in romantic relationships, friendships, and even business partnerships. Whether it's a romantic connection, a friendship, or a professional relationship, God is always trying to guide you away from people who are not meant to be in your life. If you notice these signs, it's not a coincidence. It's God sending you a warning. Let's explore the 5 dark signs that signal someone has bad intentions and what you can do about it. The first sign is constant drama. If the person you're dealing with is always causing or stirring up drama, it's a clear indication that they may not be the right fit for you. Relationships, whether personal or professional, can experience ups and downs, but there's a distinct difference between normal disagreements and consistent, draining drama. Many people unknowingly thrive on chaos. It's like a drug to their system. The rush of dopamine and serotonin that comes from constant conflict makes them feel alive, even if it's negatively affecting everyone around them. It could stem from their upbringing or past experiences, but if the drama never stops, it's a warning. Ask yourself, am I sticking around because I've gotten used to this chaos? Or because I'm afraid of being alone? God is trying to speak to you here, and it's important to listen. The second sign is narcissism, where the person is completely self-centered and only concerned with their own needs, often living in the past. I've encountered people like this in business, and it's toxic. There's a sense of entitlement, and everything always revolves around them. They take all the credit, but when things go wrong, they pass the blame to others. This type of person rarely shows any empathy and only acknowledges others when it serves their interests. It's an epidemic in our society today, fueled by the way media, social media, and even Hollywood portray success. But a truly balanced and healthy individual values others and takes responsibility for their actions. If you're dealing with someone who constantly makes everything about themselves, it's a clear sign to step back. These are just the beginning of the warning signs that God is trying to show you when you're surrounded by toxic, self-serving individuals. Pay attention to these signs. They're there to protect you and guide you toward healthier, more fulfilling relationships. We live in a world heavily influenced by media and advertising, and these campaigns have shaped not only how we view the world, but also how we perceive ourselves. One disturbing outcome of this conditioning is the rise in narcissistic behaviors, where ego and self-interest are put at the forefront of every interaction. We all have an ego. It's part of being human. It shows up in relationships and daily life, but there's a fine line where it crosses into something much more harmful. When narcissism reaches a clinical level, it takes over every interaction. It's no longer just about a moment of self-centeredness, but becomes an all-encompassing pattern that impacts everything and everyone around them. The key to identifying whether you're dealing with someone with a destructive, soul-sucking form of narcissism is how you feel after interacting with them. If you consistently leave a conversation or encounter feeling drained, exhausted, or emotionally depleted, then that's a red flag. It's almost like your energy is being siphoned away and you're left with nothing. This kind of energy drain is one of the clear signs that you might be dealing with a narcissist. Their need for validation and control is so intense that they will take without giving anything back. The relationship becomes a one-way street. If you constantly feel tired or emotionally drained after spending time with someone, it's important to listen to that feeling. Your body is trying to tell you something. It's not normal, and it's not okay. Another sign of narcissistic behavior is a constant pattern of white lies. We all know someone who exaggerates or bends the truth a little here and there, but for some, these lies become a habitual part of life. It's not about huge, malicious deceit. It's about the small things, the trivial lies that add up over time. Whether it's a casual exaggeration of accomplishments or telling a small fib about something insignificant, it's all part of creating a false persona, one that can protect the fragile ego. This is a defensive mechanism for the narcissist. They lie to preserve their self-image, to inflate their sense of self-worth. You may have experienced this with a colleague, a partner, or a friend, someone who lies about small things, even when there's no reason to. It could be about how much money they have, where they met someone, or even what they had for dinner. Over time, these white lies stack up, and you begin to realize that nothing about this person feels authentic. The stories and statements are all exaggerated or skewed to make them appear more impressive, more powerful, more desirable. If you find yourself constantly dealing with these kinds of behaviors, energy-draining interactions, and pathological lying, it may be time to heed the warning. God might be sending you a sign. Step away. It's like an emotional GPS telling you to walk away before the situation continues to drain you. Don't ignore these signals. Trust your instincts and protect your energy. There's a bigger picture to consider, and your well-being and peace of mind are at stake. Sometimes, the best thing you can do for yourself is walk away, even if it feels difficult. Recognize when someone is harming your spirit, and know that you have the power to distance yourself from toxic energy. It's about self-preservation and reclaiming your peace. If you're getting these warning signs, don't hesitate to make that change before the damage becomes irreversible. Have you ever felt completely drained after spending time with someone, like your energy just disappears? It's as though you're left with nothing but exhaustion, yet you keep going back for more, almost like you don't have a choice. The truth is, sometimes we stay in relationships or situations because we feel guilty. We tell ourselves, I should spend time with this person, or if I leave, maybe I won't find anything better. This guilt traps us in cycles that prevent us from truly growing or attracting the better things we deserve in life. It blocks us from embracing healthier, more fulfilling relationships that align with who we truly are. The hardest part is realizing that these relationships, whether they're romantic, business, or personal, are not serving us. They're what I call recyclable relationships. They're relationships that go in circles, repeating the same dramas, creating the same emotional fatigue, and ultimately leaving us feeling more drained than before. God's trying to show us that these connections aren't ideal, that they're holding us back. But often, we ignore the signs and continue to force ourselves into these draining situations. Here's a breakdown of the signs to watch for. Constant drama. Every time you're around them, there's a new issue, a new problem, a new conflict. This isn't normal. It's a sign that something isn't right in the relationship. Narcissism. Everything is always about them. No matter what the conversation is, they somehow make it about themselves. You may start to feel like you don't even have a voice or space in the relationship. Lies, big or small, white lies, exaggerations, constant stretching of the truth. These are signs that the relationship isn't built on honesty and trust, and that's a major red flag. Constant fatigue, the emotional drain you feel after being around them. If every time you leave them, you feel completely wiped out, it's a sign your energy is being sapped. This isn't just physical tiredness, it's a soul-level exhaustion. They never apologize. This is a huge one. Whether in business, romance, or friendships. If someone can never own up to their mistakes or apologize for their actions, it shows a lack of maturity and respect. If you're always the one apologizing or trying to fix things, that imbalance will only continue to create negative energy. If you're experiencing these signs, know that they're not coincidences. God, or the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, is showing you that it's time to reconsider these connections. They're not serving your highest good, and they're blocking you from attracting the peace, love, and prosperity you truly deserve. Sometimes we get caught in the cycle of guilt, thinking we owe someone something or that we don't deserve better. But you do deserve better. It's time to stop lowering your standards to keep someone in your life who doesn't lift you up. Let go of the guilt, recognize the signs, and free yourself from these toxic cycles. Only then can you begin to create space for the healthy, positive relationships that will support and nurture your growth. If you're stuck in a situation like this, now is the time to make a change. Trust yourself, trust the signs, and don't settle for anything less than what you deserve.